The vibe, motherfucker. Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh, this the Vodcast? Oh yeah. Hell yeah. What up, baby? Let's get it. Hey. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's the vibe. It's the vibe. Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's the vibe. It's the vibe. Do you know it? The vibe, motherfucker. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Do you know
Alright, what's up everybody? This is the first episode of the podcast. My first guest is my brother, my friend, my mentor. I look up to him.
Mentor.
Matty Butz.
Yeah, how's it going, bro? You alright?
I'm laughing. I'm having an emotional breakdown.
Living the dream. So let's get started, man. Obviously a lot of people that if you know me, you know me and Matty have been working, and he's put out his album Pourquoi. And I just want to ask you a little bit about it, man. How's it going? How's the reception been?
I would say the reception has been pretty well. Obviously it's still local, so it's not like anything too big. But I feel like as far as in, you know, the feedback I've been hearing from it, it's been pretty well. Especially for like a project that it's not my first project, but I feel like it's my first in this journey because I used to make music like years ago, and then I quit. And so like I feel like it's a good start for the comeback. So it's been pretty well received.
You mentioned that you stopped after dropping a project a while back. What was that project and why did you stop?
Okay, so my original project, it was kind of like an EP. It was an EP and it's called Enchilada EP. That's probably gonna get deleted from the internet very soon.
I'll find it.
So fuck that shit. After that, I released a collab tape with a really good friend of mine, Mike. But his rap name is like I think it was Boyd Money, but I think it's something else now. I don't know. We released a collab tape called Reponda. Can't remember what that means. I think we just made up a word.
You seem to be trying to get like around the world. You got enchiladas from Mexico. What do you say, Reponda?
I don't even think that's a real word.
I don't even know where that's from. Some other place. You got Pourquoi.
I think. Okay, so with Reponda, I think me and him, it was like a joke. I think it's an inside joke. Can't remember at this time. Maybe I'll leak you one day. Then after that, it was actually my full-length project. I won't call it an album. I won't call Pourquoi an album either. But it was Summer Blues. That was my first real authentic piece of work where I put in time. It had a concept behind it. A great project as well. I mean, obviously, I feel like with that album, it was more low budget. I was still learning how to EQ. I produced the whole thing myself. That was the project. I did everything myself: cover art, produce, engineer. I feel like Russ.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a.
We love Russ.
And I would consider that was my last project that I released commercially. And I think it was well received too. I feel like I feel like out of all my projects, I feel like that would be out of all my projects, that would be the most cult like as far as the following. There's a lot of people that really love it. Yeah. But I feel like with Pourquoi, I feel like this is definitely more marketable, more something that's more poppy, more radio-y kind of I mean, obviously there's different sounds on the project, but I feel like Summer Blues is definitely more authentic and more abstract, more me than Pourquoi.
I agree. I heard Summer Blues, at least some tracks off of it when I first linked up with you. And yeah, the sound has changed significantly. Are you happy with that change? Do you, or do you wish that you kind of would have stayed a little bit more, maybe true to your, original sound as opposed to maybe trying to do a little bit of crowd pleasing?
Indifferent for sure, because with Summer Blues, like I said, I produced everything myself, so there was no actual direction production wise. Yeah. It's kind of I was going in and producing. There was obviously some inspiration, some obviously genre inspirations as far as in like whether I made a song that more appealed toward radio or more that appealed toward like backpack rap, you know. So like, it's still like inspiration there. But I would definitely, like, if I had to like lean toward more, I would definitely say I enjoy Summer Blues a little bit more because of how authentic and real it was for me, you know. But I think Pourtois needed to happen as well. Like I feel like I don't regret making Pourtois.
Yeah,
I definitely feel more attached to Summer Blues.
I think how I feel about Pourtois is like with an album like that that's kind of a little bit more fan service. It gives people a chance to be introduced to you first before you can give them like that real shit. I don't remember what there was some mainstream artist that did something like that recently, like, and I was having the same conversation with like T-Free or something. Shout out to T-Free. I think this is like a good kind of like step into the spotlight type of album or mixtape project that you want to call.
I mean that was the point. I feel like that's why I called it Pourtois. Pourtois in French is the translation is for you. And like the whole idea of the project was one, it was an apology to like all the fans that I had, or supporters, or people that like just were interested in me and like were believing in me. So it was like an apology for like giving up on myself, because in turn I was giving up on them and their beliefs. So I feel like the whole idea of the project was like I want to make it fan service, like, and I'm like not that big on fan service a lot of the time, but I really wanted this project to be that because it was just like a reintroduction, and it was you know, just like I said, an apology to all the people that, you know, spent time or money or whatever it may be in, you know, my artistry. So it was just me giving them what they wanted, and also it was a lot easier to like, you know, put it up front because it's more marketable, more, you know, radio or whatever you want to call it. So like the only reason I'm trying to get fans, honestly, is to meet Nardwuar.
That would be your first interview. That on your press tour, you would stop with
I'm going to Nardwuar, bro, because I feel like you're gonna find some shit.
They do. Him and Sean Evans, them two, like they'll dig some shit up on you.
Sean Evans is creepy, bro. I feel like.
They're like, yeah, so you dated this girl back in high school, right?
I feel like with Nardwuar, for some reason, it's less creepy because Nardwuar is he's Nardwuar. Yeah. And also, I feel like, I don't know, because I feel like he does find more, like, deep shit than Sean Evans, but Sean Evans just comes off as creepy. I don't know. And I love Sean Evans.
Yeah. He's just good at his job, man. But I'm like, how do they find this? Every time he's got somebody on the show, he asks some question, they all have the same reaction. They're like, whoa, where did you find that information? Like low key, like taken back. So finishing up with the album here, let people know where you can find it and all that, but also I would like to know, like, what's your favorite track off the album, and what's kind of like a sleeper track that's kind of like surprised you that people are attached to? Because I know when I put a project out, I have like in my head what songs are gonna blow, and there's always one random one that everybody like gravitates to, and I'm like, oh, for real? They're like, yeah, this is my favorite track. Word. All right then.
Starting with like how to find it. Honestly, if you just follow me on Instagram at Matty Butz, MattyButz, or, you know, if you just go to any streaming service, type in the same thing, Matty Butz, it'll come up. So it's fairly easy to find me. As far as in my favorite song on the project, I would definitely have to say, I think Zoe. I think Zoe is a really cool track for me because it's so like, it's just like sleek and sexy. Yeah. And it's like, it has like this like,
you're sleek and sexy, man.
Thank you, bro. But it's like this like sleek, like sexy guitar riff, and this is like the subject matter is really taboo, honestly. Like the whole idea behind that song and like other songs too that I'm like coming up with that I already have too is like this kind of idea of what is it called? Like being a sadist or being sadistic or whatever.
All right, that's
like
interesting.
Yeah, this idea of like a woman or a person who's like just like you're sexually attracted or just like physically attracted or whatever, of the idea of like somebody harming you mentally or physically, whatever it may be. So that's the whole idea behind that song per se. Right. So it's like a super taboo song, and I feel like that's like, it's just mad interesting. Right. And it just sounds good too, and especially like the second part. It's like the kind of like this jazzy kind of, you know.
And I know me and T-Free we were really enjoying that song when we were recording it.
Yeah.
And I know we were both very excited about that one.
That was also the hardest song to record too. Like the first part was mad easy, but like the part with like the jazz, I've never done a jazz song, and I just couldn't find like some of the pitches. And also like with the with the release, I kind of had to rush it a little bit because we went on tour.
Yeah.
So like I kind of had to release it. I'm still happy with the way it came out, but I wish I would have spent more time on it.
Okay.
And looking back, but still one of my favorite songs. I think between that and Take One's up there too. Like as simple as it sounds and as like basic, because it's like one of like the singles, I guess.
Yeah.
Take One is definitely like it's just like a feel good song. And it's like.
And it sounds really good too, quality-wise. I know that's one of my favorite mixes on the album.
Yeah, I feel like that's out of all the songs on the project. I feel like between that one and probably a bigger thing to talk about in Bullshit Prelude, where it's just like I was super like happy with how it turned out. As far as in the sleepers though, 2 songs that surprised me that how well they're doing. For sure, bigger things to talk about.
Yeah.
And like I knew certain people would like it because it was so personal. It was like this, like kind of like
that was one of my favorites.
This boom bap type feel, and I knew you would like it.
Yeah.
But like I didn't think it was gonna get as well perceived as it is. Like when I look at the streaming numbers, it's like it's up there with the Bill After Bill with Shitty Pink Paint. So it's like super interesting to see that so many people are interested in that, especially like in like this, radio centric or pop centric world where people want to hear like this catchy hook or this whatever. So like it was just mad surprising to see that people were so interested in bigger things to talk about, to the point where like people want me to perform it. I'm like, y'all want me to perform that?
Yeah.
Like I mean, I'm cool with performing if y'all want it, but like it was kind of strange thinking that like people really wanted it. So between that song and Human Sacrifice.
Yeah, that one too.
Really was close to 2 songs. I was close to removing was that song and then Rider.
Okay.
But Human Sacrifice is up there with like the Bill After Bill and Shitty Pink Paint as well. And it was just surprising because I really was gonna keep it off, like to the point where like closer to the end of the release, or closer to like when I was gonna release it, I had sent the song like a quick leak to like a few of my friends just to see what they thought about it. Everybody was like, keep that, and I was like, all right, I trust other people's ears too, so I'm going to put it out there, and then it did pretty well, so I'm glad I did.
All right, so obviously you still kind of in the underground scene.
Yep.
And
I'd say so.
And I feel like a lot of like underground artists kind of shy away from like actually like bumping each other's music. It's almost like because of like the competitive aspect of it. But everybody, you gotta listen to somebody. Everybody's got like you got a homeboy or something that does it. I just want to know like who are like some of the more underground local Carolina guys that you rock with, guys and gals. You know what I'm saying?
Before I even get into that, I will say that as far as in like all the states I've been in, all the like the cities I've been in, I feel like Greensboro is definitely getting to a point where I know like back in the past, because I know you're like a veteran too, like in local rap. So it's like I feel like back in the day it was definitely way more competitive, where it was like people didn't want to work with you, or people didn't want to like even like have conversations half of the time. Yeah. But I feel like it's starting to get to the point where a lot of people are connected. Like a lot of these artists, especially in like honestly in North Carolina period, I feel like it's starting to get really interconnected. Yeah. And I feel like that's good because we're already at a disadvantage because we're not like a hub. We're not in Atlanta. We're not in New York. We're not in LA. So we're already like at a disadvantage. So I feel like a lot of people are getting that idea in their head. So they're starting to connect with people. Yeah. And like all the shows I've been to, I've met at least like 2 artists or like just like supporters as well. So it's like cool to see like that North Carolina's finally like realizing that we need to work together to push it.
Yeah.
As far as the local artists that I'm like super excited for, last night actually I was this is an artist he worked on Summer Blues with me. His name is Julio the Poet. Have you heard of him?
I haven't heard him, but I'll check him out.
Yeah, he's super out, and he's like also one of those artists kind of like me where like we used to make music and then we like probably like died down or maybe we lost focus or whatever, and he like started releasing music recently, and like his tape last night was pretty hard. Okay. So I've been checking him out. A really good friend of mine, his name is Karan. He also surprised me as well. Like I remember he first told me he made music, like especially like I feel like a lot of local artists they don't get the support because they're local. Like
there's a stigma around it.
Yeah, there's a whole stigma behind it. So like he's definitely surprised me. Like dude can spit, like for real. So like I definitely like I'm looking forward to seeing what he does as well. Who else? Another good friend of mine, Hoodie Santana. I feel like he's been doing some good stuff.
He's the kid out of Charlotte, right?
Yeah, he's from Charlotte.
Okay.
He's more like definitely like more trap heavy, more like but like a darker trap.
You posted something I really liked. It was weird. It was weird as fuck.
Yeah, it was. I think it was News. I think it was called News.
Yeah, and I like that shit. I was like, this is strange. It's weirdly mixed, but I like it.
Perfect. I think he does it on purpose. I think that's when it comes to like weird mixes and stuff like that, I feel like if it's purposeful, I feel like it can be tasteful. Yeah. So like I think he purposely, has it like kind of like a lo-fi, kind of like dirty.
Yeah,
it sounds real dirty.
It's almost like when Wu-Tang was like recording with one mic, doing like one take. And, sometimes it is nice to hear that dirty sound, and it just works, because I know sometimes like if songs sound like too processed and too mixed, I can't fuck with it. Like I'm like, it's like it doesn't sound right, And
I will say one thing I do appreciate about local artists is the ability and the like. I guess it's not an ability because you like when you're a local artist you work with what you have. But I like the kind of like the kind of like dirty kind of like unprofessional feel to it where it's like you can tell like. It's just real and authentic, and
this is a guy in his basement. This is a guy just hustling. That's another thing. I wanna that'll be my little hip hop thing for the day. For you local artists, like stop wasting your money on trying to be like these dudes that are already rich. Like I know so many artists who won't, like they're super talented. They've got songs in the tuck. But they got to go to the studio, or they don't want to learn how to work with a digital audio workstation, or they don't want to go. I'm like, yo, you could save so much money and put that money into marketing yourself. Because I'm like, the average person, the average fan is not going to be like, oh man, he sounded like he was he was peaking here a little bit, and this, that, and the third, or like, it's like they don't care. They just want to hear what you got to put out. If they're going to like it, they're going to like it. Like. And people are like, yeah, but the record execs and people like that are gonna hear this. I'm like, they don't care. All they care is that you have a fan base. Yeah. If you're putting music out, you have a fan base, and the fan base likes it, they'll put you in the fucking studio.
Exactly.
Like you don't need to be spending $60 every session and not being able to put any music out, and then wasting money on music videos too. Cause like I do all my music videos low budget. I did my last one with Matty Butz. And I'm gonna get the same response as someone who's like, oh man, I traveled down to Atlanta and I paid $1,500 for a music video shoot and only 500 people watched it. You could have saved your money in that video and done a good story, done some good locations, had a dope track, and then put your money into marketing. So I think the aesthetic part, like you said, like sometimes it's nice to have that underground, dirty, raunchy, I'm hustling on my own feel instead of trying to like over process things and you just come out looking foolish because you don't have anything to show for it.
Exactly. Now you broke. Yeah. And like you said, like most of these execs, they're not that interested in the way you sound. They're not that like. Well, I read a tweet the other day where it's like record execs. They're less inclined to like go to like local bars and stuff anymore and be like, oh, I believe in this kid. Yeah. It's less of that and more of like data, more of like, do you have supported?
Exactly.
It's kind of just like that algorithm where it's like, are they charting? Not charting like Billboard obviously. It's still local, but like are they putting up numbers? I feel like it's more of that than anything now.
And it's like they want you to do the work first before they get to you. Back in the day, they'd be like, yo, this kid's dope. He can rap. He can spit. I'm going to put him in the studio. I'm going to put him with these guys in front of these guys. They're not going to do that anymore because we have the internet. They're going to be like, yo, how many followers do you have on Instagram? Like, how many people is he bringing to a show? How many people know his name when you come to town? You know what I'm saying? Are artists, is he opening up for artists that are coming to town off the merit, because anybody can pay to get an opening slot. But like when he opens for a show, is he bringing bodies out? Like are people coming to see him as well, as opposed to just seeing the headlining act and he just happens to be there? I apologize for speaking in he pronouns. It's just ladies are killing it too. Shout out to Maggie Lee. But yeah. So I want to segue real quick. You're a bit of a gamer.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, a bit of a gamer. So I want to know, like, what's your favorite video game soundtrack of all time?
Jeez, there's so many good ones. Cause I feel like really, like a lot of people don't think about it, but the sound design of a game can be a game changer. Yeah. Like, you can like find a trash game with a good ass soundtrack and it makes the game better. Yeah. And also the like vice versa, you can find a good great ass game, physically or like far as in gameplay wise, but if the music is trash, it don't stand out.
Yeah, the music will immerse you a little bit, you know.
Exactly. We were talking about the Danganronpa.
Yeah.
Danganronpa, like,
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
whoa. That's just hard, though. That's just hard. But I ain't gonna say, I like the soundtrack of that game, but I won't put it at the top.
Yeah. And it's really just that one track. When that track pops up, it's hard.
It sets it off. I would definitely put like Kingdom Hearts 1 up there. It's a dope soundtrack. I think who was the sound designer? I think it was Yoko Shimomura or something like that. She's an amazing like music writer. What else? Honestly, like I'm a big Sonic fan. I like classic Sonic music, like the close to like synth funk type.
Yeah, Sonic Adventure 2 as
has
well.
good ass music too.
And it just had like a great soundtrack design.
And I feel like it also I feel like with that, honestly, Sonic Adventure 2 defined lyrical sound as far as in video games.
Yeah.
Because you know, so many like different video games, they want to have like this instrumental or this ambient type sound, but with that it was like they had like rock songs, they had like with the knuckles, they had like this nigga like rapping.
Yeah.
He wasn't rapping about shit.
Yeah,
but he was rapping though. Like,
well, what I think worked with that is that you know, you're literally racing around these worlds. And like having lyrics in the background won't distract you from anything.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you just vibe. It almost creates the vibe. You know, now you know. Fuck. I can almost hear like the song from like the City Escape. And it puts you in. It kind of puts you in that vibe. You're racing there. You know, you're a little kid. You don't even think about how that's affecting you at the time. You know.
That should change. Like musically, that should change me to the point where like it still inspires. Like it's still like you can find bits and pieces of that like in my music now. And I feel like another good thing about it was that how much time and effort they put into making the music for the specific character. Because every like stage, every character had music that fit their character.
Yeah, when this nigga Shadow pulled up, man. But I do think that music in games is really important. I can't really call it on like. I grew up playing like a lot of sports games.
Yeah.
So
that's good music too, though.
So I remember NFL Street when it came out for the GameCube. It fit so well with me at the time. I think that sports games do this really well because like fucking 2K, like I think 2K14, like they put me onto Electric Feel. Like they do a good job of like just sort of like mixing it and kind of like bringing some people to like the spotlight. And if you play these sports games, you get put onto like a lot of different music. And I'm always excited when I see like a game put like kind of like an underground artist in there. Like UFC 3 put Hobson in there, and I was like, what? They had the Purge in there. He was in the Far Cry joint.
He was?
Yeah, they had the Purge in there, and I was like, what the hell?
That's fire, yo. Like, the days like a video game company used to be like, hey, bro, we got this game coming out. I'm be like, yes, I do it for free.
Well, that's another thing. That's why you got to get your music on these distributing sites, because they do more than just put you on fucking Spotify and Apple Music. That's what everybody focuses on. But like these royalty deals, if you're on BMI, ASCAP, like they can send your music out to like MTV and shit like that. So you might, you know, I used to rock with this guy Priest. You know, he ended up with a song on MTV's The Challenge. And he didn't know until he saw the episode, you know, so, you know.
Oh, speaking of video games with good soundtracks, another game that changed my life as far as in the music design, Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Ooh, yeah.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater changed my life. I feel like without Tony Hawk Pro Skater, I wouldn't be as eclectic as I am. Like, it had so much, like it had such a, like, huge, like, genre, like, as far as in, like, huge, you know, just bag of genre. In the game, like it went from like NWA all the way to like System of a Down.
Yeah.
So it was like that shit changed my life.
Yeah,
Like, literally.
absolutely. And you know what? A lot of games don't do that so much anymore. You know, they don't do a great job of mixing in a lot of like. I know a big part of like that. What created my musical taste as a kid was like WWE.
Swear to God.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
for real.
so it's like without WWE, like I would have never really been put on like rock songs. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Same here.
and like I mean, I probably would have discovered it at some point, but not to the point where like I'm playing this game every day and I'm singing along with like all these different themes and finding these different bands, picking up soundtracks. That's one thing I miss. I miss buying soundtracks. Back in the day, I used to hear one song from an artist that I liked, and I'll go buy their whole album. And even in the mixtape era, I hear one song and then go download the whole mixtape. You know what I'm saying? And now it's like, I feel like with streaming, we're kind of spoiled, and it gets me stuck.
You got the water?
Hey, where the fuck is he going? God, shut up! Fuck!
And we back, and we back, and we back, and we back.
All right, so obviously you've been a busy man.
Yes.
You know, since we've linked up, you've been doing a lot of shows.
Yes.
And kind of like I want to know what the typical Matty Butz crowd looks like. So give me the 3 types of fans that'll be in your crowd.
Off the rip, the first would be like just family and friends. You know, just people that, you know, support me as a person more than, you know, like the average person. Obviously, you know, your family and friends are always gonna be there.
Yeah.
Usually. The second depending. But second I would say, thanks to Bad People, shout out Bad People. The second would be, I feel like, you know, like the hipster kind of kids.
Okay.
You know, just like they listen to lo-fi music.
Chuck Taylors, high waist jeans.
All that stuff, all the good stuff. You know, Chelsea boots.
Yeah, mom.
Button up with the fake
jeans.
glasses. All the.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Alright.
Then the third I would say, and this is the one I'm like most proud to see out, is like the in-betweeners. What I mean by that is like those type of people, like a me and you like type person there. It's like, especially like when it comes to like race relations or just race period, like the people that like growing up with two black for the white kids and 2 white for the black kids type people.
Yeah.
So I feel like a lot of people like come out like that, and that's like really refreshing for me because like obviously like I was the same way. So it's just like cool to see all these people who were like kind of not saying we had the same upbringing, but like kind of like that you could like just tell that, you know, it's like just cool people and they just like they can just relate.
All right. It's not a bad crowd. Sounds like a good time to me. So any shows you got coming up in particular? Obviously we've got Fourth Room Fest down the road, but do you have anything in between there coming up? Any events coming up? And I'd also like to hear what you're looking forward to about Fourth Room Fest, because obviously that's a big event for us, and we're really trying to do it to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I think I have a show next week. Next weekend actually, it's on the 20th of July. We're doing a show with Warren Supreme and them.
Shit, I forgot all about that. Shout out to Warren Supreme.
Shout out Warren Supreme.
And Stovetop.
Yeah, they have like a pop-up show in Raleigh, so that should be dope because like I saw him perform for the first time. Surprisingly, honestly, for the first time.
Yeah.
At the last Chapel Hill show, and I was like, yo, this guy has good energy. I feel like he's definitely like, I can see him being like just like a popular kid for no reason. Like,
yeah. He's kind of like that, man.
He's like popular. He's super popular.
He's kind of he's always found his way into some new group's heart. You know what I'm saying? He's one of those people who's kind of like, he brings people together.
He's dope as hell.
You know, so
super excited to perform.
That will be fun. July 20th.
If you need any information, follow either me or Kev. You'll know Kev, obviously. He's posting the podcast. Podcast.
Posting the podcast.
He's posting the podcast. Oh, shit. And then also, you know, follow me at Matty Butz, obviously.
Right.
As far as in the Fourth Room Fest, I'm super excited about that one. New venue. So I'm always excited about performing at a new venue because, you know, new experience.
Yeah.
New people usually. Because, you know, I feel like most venues have at least like 1 or 2 people that they just show up every other night.
Yeah.
So I think that would be cool. It's at Culture Lounge, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Culture Lounge. So that should be super exciting.
There will be words up there.
As far as like expectations I have for it, one of the things I'm like super like excited about is just the fact that like it's gonna be a festival, so it's gonna be more artists, like more vendors, you know, like it's gonna be like the whole 9. So it's just cool to see like all these different people that have like these different beliefs and different like, you know, creative ideas, to see all these people together. And I feel like it's gonna be a great fellowship, especially because like going back to what we were talking about, how North Carolina is starting to become like, you know, not like a hub. It's definitely not a hub.
Yeah.
But definitely get to a point where people are starting to connect and starting to work more. So I'm definitely like excited to meet like a lot of new artists, people that are willing to work, you know. Just so I think that's gonna be awesome as hell. And I think it's gonna be a great show for you because we have so much good energy.
I sure fucking hope so. I sure hope so. Hey, y'all gotta come out, man. Gotta make sure you see the boy Matty Butz, man. He's a great performer. We bring a good crowd. We've got a bunch of artists from all over the place. And I'll be there, you know. Take pictures with me, make me feel pretty. Matty Butz, you got any words of wisdom to leave the people with before we sign off here?
Words of wisdom. I just say find happiness, man. Like find a place where you can, you know, just escape to. Find it, like, even if it's just in yourself, just find a place where you can find comfort. You know, there's so much going on around, you know, the world and on social media or whatever it may be. And so many people get depressed or get in their heads because they don't have an escape. They don't have somewhere they can go where they can just, like, you know, escape from all the, you know, hardships or whatever's going on. And like, I don't even want to necessarily consider it just an escape. Just find like happiness within self. I feel like that's super important. A lot of people take that for granted, and so many people are just in their minds and like just have this constant identity of being depressed or just being negative. So I feel like it's definitely like a huge, you know, to start like trying to be more positive. Even if like you're faking it at first, you know, just fake it till you make it, because eventually like that'll seep into your brain eventually. Like if you just like fake being positive,
Yeah.
you know.
For
To
sure.
a certain extent, obviously don't.
Positive self-speak is incredibly important. Man.
Exactly.
You know,
and it works.
If you get caught on the negative stuff, you know, you'll let it consume you. Now, I want to do a quick little thing here. I like to call digging through the crates, and I've got some old school records, man. So if you'll pick out one for me, and you know, just let me know which one kind of fits your vibe, which one's getting you going that day.
Shit! Alright! Okay. I actually didn't get to look at all these songs. So like the one, oh, this is a part.
It is Japanese smooth jazz.
Oh, I'm gonna have to check that out. That sounds fun with the classic Fallout Boy.
Oh, you already know it.
Red Man. Another Fallout Boy. Okay. Yeah. So still, I really want to check this out right here. So we're definitely
show
gonna.
the camera.
So we're definitely gonna have to I won't pick this yet, but we're gonna check this out. Shogun. I don't know what this is. You said it's jazz,
That is
right?
Japanese smooth jazz.
Yeah, but it was John. Who is this?
John Tyson, Neptune, and Murillo.
That sounds fire. So I'm definitely have to check that out. You think it's on streaming service?
Maybe.
I'm gonna check that shit out. But I gotta go with the classic. Hold on, let me put these down so I can.
Yeah.
flex.
Drum roll, please.
Parliament.
Yep.
The
People
on Earth Tour. I haven't listened to this vinyl necessarily, but I'm pretty sure it has all the gems on it. Give Up the Funk, obviously. Oh yeah, this is some fire in here. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of George Clinton. I love what he did. Specifically, I like the same thing that kind of Charles Gambino does a little. Not Kendrick. I mean Kanye does it a lot, where he brings like a lot of like-minded artists.
Yeah.
You know, just talented artists, and brings them together to make one like amazing track. And George Clinton used to do that with like Parliament, and what was the other band he had?
You had Parliament and P-Funk Funkadelics.
Funkadelics, that's what I'm saying. Funkadelics. So big fan of George Clinton. So I would definitely pick this one out of anything. So.
All right.
Definitely a swaggy young fella.
Well, there you have it. Check out George Clinton in Parliament. This has been the Vibecast, and always know the vibe, motherfuckers.